Jake Davey is a singer, songwriter, producer, and videographer from New South Wales who released the singles Heart Like Yours and Second Chance last year. He now has a new single, Got It All, and he's been doing all sorts of other things. So I have quite a few questions for him. Hello, Jake.
G'day, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. And I'm actually going to start with something that we discussed the last time we spoke, which is your health. So you've had quite an extraordinary time of it the past couple of years. 2 years ago, you were told that you may not walk again, and you are doing a lot more than walking now. You are performing, you're videoing, you're taking photographs, you're doing all sorts of things. So I'm guessing you're feeling well, but I just wanted to check.
Yeah, totally. It's been a wild ride. I think it's always a little bit bleak when a doctor stares you down and tells you that you're never going to walk again or have children or anything like that. There was a lot of ins and outs of it, but yeah, it was like just over 2 years ago. I was looking at my calendar the other day, and I was like, "Whoa, it's been 2 years since that happened." And yeah, like you said, it's been a bit of a wild ride since then. Just took me a minute to get up and running, and not running yet. I shouldn't say up and running. But yeah, I'm back up on my feet and back performing and kind of traveling around and getting it done. And it's not to say it's easy, but I have been given a chance to get back up on my feet, and it's a real blessing.
I think when someone does get back up on their feet, literally, and they're also doing a lot of things, it can be easy to think, oh yeah, it's all fine. But it takes a huge amount of work and consistent work in order to do it. I would imagine, and it also takes a certain attitude, which is that you might have setbacks, but you're not going to let them set you all the way back.
Totally. I think I think everyone gets knocked down in life, but it's a it's how you get back up and how many times you get back up. And that's definitely what I felt when it happened to me. I was like, okay, this isn't going to define who I am. I can let it totally, but I'm not going to. And even to this day, two and a bit years on, every day I wake up, it's not easy. It's not normal. Still a lot of pain and kind of nerve damage and numbness and all those kind of things. But I kind of tuck that in the back of my mind and push forward and count my lucky stars that I am able to, you know. I mean, I would have still been doing this in a wheelchair, recording music and writing and doing the thing. It just would have looked a little bit different. But I'm just so happy that it all worked out, and I've got an incredible support network around me that really supports me and makes sure that I'm on the right track.
Well, that's only that's a lot to achieve in 2 years. But even 1 year ago, 1 year after this happened to you, you were touring last year. You were on, I think, a multi-date tour. So you
Yeah,
really didn't muck around.
I mean, you can try hold me down, but it's not going to work out too well.
Quite clearly. But I'm also wondering, since you went back to live performance pretty soon after all this happened, is performing live the best part of your job?
Oh, that's a great question. I'd have to say so. I think that or songwriting. Like, I think I like the introvert nature of songwriting. Like, well, introvert, there's usually two or three other people in the room hanging out, firing ideas, but kind of taking that little idea, that little spark, and seeing it be played in front of, you know, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000 people, whatever it is,
Mhm.
the contrast and the magic between those two things means a lot to me. And I'll never take that for granted. Getting up on a stage and seeing people sing your songs back, it's a pretty good feeling.
Now, you mentioned some writing, and actually, your name has been popping up lately in other interviews I've done. Song written with Jake Davey, song produced by Jake Davey. I was like, this Jake Davey is just, he's everywhere. Now, I imagine you have certain slots of time for producing, and people have to catch you when you're free.
Oh yeah, it's really interesting. I was chatting to someone else today about this, the balance between being an artist and being, whatever those other things are, producer, videographer, photographer, marketing management. I'm one of the very few people in this industry that gets to do both. And I think it's cool because I get to be creative when I'm an artist. I get to write songs, I get to create photo shoots and do my thing, and then I get to turn that off and I get to do that for other people. And I love that so much. Help them create their ideas and their brands and their looks and all those kind of things, and help them write their songs and produce them and all those kind of things. So they're like, they sound similar, but to me it's two different worlds, and I really like, I can't believe my luck. Every day I get to wake up and I get to do it. So even today I was like, I had all these meetings with these wonderful artists and chatting about their careers and making it happen. So, and then I get to do this. So it's cool. It's a healthy balance.
Now you mentioned marketing management. That wasn't something I put in my intro, so that's that's something else you're doing too.
Yeah, Jake of all trades. That's a horrible joke. Can we cut that?
No, because I like it.
I love it. No, I just think that, and it all stemmed from when I was like 13, 14. I remember I kind of had the guitar down and I could kind of sing. It was really bad, but I had the idea. And then I wanted to like put videos out of me singing on like social media. And then I wanted to like do a photo shoot. Then I wanted to put a song out, and I didn't have anyone to kind of help me do that.
Mhm.
So I figured out how to do it. And that's like, then I had a friend that was like, hey man, like, do you know how to use, like a camera? And I'm like, I guess so. And then it's kind of turned into this big schmozzle of Jake Davey Studios. So that's how it all kind of began, and how it's going.
And you mentioned that it's two separate parts of your life, which is the work for yourself and the work for others. But it does strike me also that you must have a sense of just constantly existing in a form of creative flow so that you can
Yeah,
move through all of these without actually feeling like you're depleted of energy or that you're out of ideas or that there's actually some kind of block. Because in order to sustain this many different activities and be as open-minded as you seem to be about them, yeah, I do think it requires that sense of actually this is all in the mix and I'm just diving into it.
totally. Yeah, I think I like what you said about the depletion thing and like kind of creative energy. I'm a firm believer that like if you connect with the right people, you will never run out of inspiration, ideas, creativity. And so I'm very careful, like in my close circles and who I work with. I'm so lucky that those people bring that energy and they keep filling my cup up. And they're not taking from it; they're actually adding to it. So that would be my answer to that. And it's the same thing with my career. It's like another good element is like knowing when to take a break. Like before God at all, I was just in a writing season. I just wanted to write and find those songs, and now I found them. It's time to release.
Yeah, right. Because I did have a question about whether you have regular rights organized, but as you just said, you had a writing season. So I'm imagining you've actually now got a bit of a cache
That's a
of.
great question. Yeah, I mean, if someone hits me up to write, I will write. I will make it happen, and I love it. And I'd say I like write every now and then for other people, and if they're writing for a project, I'll kind of help them chase that down. But I tend to base my writing on if I need another song release. So I'll go to Nashville each year and then I'll get like 5 to 10 songs that I'll kind of sift through, find my favorites and then put them out. And I also go there to like sharpen my skills. Like there's so much to learn. I've got such a long way to go in the songwriting realm and being an artist and all those things. But I think surrounding yourself with people that do it every single day of their lives, it's only going to make you better. So yeah, songwriting is a big passion of mine, and it's one of those things that doesn't come naturally to me. I've really got to dig in and find ideas and craft them and spend time, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, so what you just said about sharpening your skills and how much more you have to learn suggests to me that you have what's known as beginner mind. And I don't know if you've heard that phrase, but it's to do with, so I've been a long time yoga teacher and practitioner. So the idea of beginner mind is that or beginner mindset is that you're approaching things, pretty much everything with that mindset of I have a lot to learn, not I'm gonna ever reach the end of learning.
I think that's a really healthy way to be.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it, but I'm definitely going to steal that. That's good.
Now you mentioned going to Nashville and writing a bunch of songs. You did, in fact, write your latest single, "Got It All," in Nashville with Tyler Bank and Bryce Sainty, which I found interesting because Bryce is Australian. So you went to the
Yes.
other side of the world to write with him.
I mean, like I go there for like 2 or 3 weeks, and it's a mixture of songwriting, hanging out at CMA Fest, connecting with people, meeting people. And so I tend to book like between 10 and 15 rides throughout that time. 1 to 2 a day, and then a bit of downtime. And I had a ride with Tyler booked, and I love Bryce's music, so I brought him in. I sent him a text. I was like, "Hey man, if you're around, come on in." So it's very organic the way it kind of works, and I don't plan too far ahead. I just go, "Oh, if you're around, come on in." And that song came together so fast. Like we all write similar music, and we have similar vibes and inspirations. Like I know Bryce loves Jordan Davis, and I love Jordan Davis, and Tyler's bringing that American kind of element in and helping us kind of bring it all together. And super proud of that song.
I mean, even that element of, oh, well, just if you're around, come on in, suggests that openness again to whatever's going to happen is because obviously the combination of who's in the room is going to really change what you write, how it's written, all sorts of things. The fact that you're just thinking, well, great, like I'm open to
It's the
whatever
best.
happens.
And that's my favorite part about co-writing is like, especially with people that you don't know, you're like, what are we going to get?
Yeah, right. It's well, yeah, because I suppose there's an infinite number of possibilities, right?
It's, absolutely. And I think it's cool to like have a bit of a roadmap of what you want to achieve. Um, Even if it's like a reference song or like a little lyric or like a hook or just something. And I think that helps steer the ship because if you throw three people in the room and you have no ideas, it can either get really messy and you get nothing done, or it can be like you can have this tug of war between like who's going to be the artist and who's going to be the writer, and or even worse, you write a song and no one puts it out. That's the worst nightmare. So I think it's good to have a bit of a game plan going in.
Right. Now, you've already mentioned about how appreciative you are of things that are in your life, and "Got It All" is a song that's about that. Basically, it's about appreciate. It's an upbeat song. It's about appreciating what you have. Wondering if there was any one specific thing though that sparked it.
I mean, I love a catchy song. I am a sucker for a catchy song. So when I sit in the room, especially this time around, I was like, let's just write a song that people can listen to one time and they can sing it back. Um, and that was the driving factor with this song. And then I started describing, yeah, you're cooler than California, hotter than the sun down in Daytona. And I was kind of imagining every time I've been in those places, like I spent a fair bit of time in Cali and a fair bit of drunken time in Daytona. And I did a lot of traveling when I was younger. And all those places and the way I've kind of described the chorus, obviously leaning into the way this woman is, it made me feel like summer. It made me feel like good times, good vibes, maybe being a little tipsy, all those kind of things. And when I listen back to the song, it makes me feel like I'm back in those places, just hanging out, having a good time. So I'm hoping that when other people put that song on, that's what it makes them feel like.
Yeah, it certainly does have that kind of breezy, summery vibe to it. So it's come out in plenty of time for summer to
Love
put on
it.
the playlist. Yes. Now, speaking of things that you appreciate, I think you're probably about to really appreciate the fact that you used to have a good night's sleep because you're about to become a dad not long to
Yeah,
go.
man, it's a fun time, the 9 months leading up to having a baby. My beautiful wife Grace has just hit 8 months or 34, 36 weeks. I don't know, don't quote me. I'm really bad at this, but I think my app said 35, 36 weeks. That time has gone so fast, and it's been so beautiful watching her grow this baby, and she's taken it like a champ. Like she's just waking up each day, got one more week of work left, and she's just doing the thing. And I think taking on the different advice from people and friends, especially within the industry, it's been really special. There's a lot of babies happening at the moment, which is really exciting. Andrew Swift, I just met Valentine up at Gympie. She's beautiful. Amy Shepherd and Lockie just announced that they're having a baby finally. So there's a lot of amazing news, and I think it's an exciting time to kind of dive into that adventure. And I just can't wait. I'm surrounded by like nephews and nieces, and I feel like I've had a warm up, and I feel like I've had the trial period, and now we're just going to give it a crack.
Well, may baby make his or her way into the world as smoothly as possible. And there will be a lovely song waiting on the other side. Now, there is a video for Got It All, which was made with Jackson James, who lives in Nashville these days. How
Yes.
far ahead did you have to book him up?
I mean, very. It all worked out. So he moved to Nash in like I don't know, about roughly 4 or 5, maybe 6 months ago now, off the cuff, and we caught up in June, and I said, "Hey man, I'm getting married in July. Like, do you want to? You're the only person that I could try. He's like one of my best friends, and I'm like, I know it's probably hard for you to make it back for the wedding, but if I like book you to film the wedding, does that make it easier?" And he's like, "Done, I'll be there." So it was really cool. It was like his 40th birthday. It was my wedding day. We filmed it. Blah, blah, blah. I had a great time, and while he was back, I said, "Hey man, do you want to film a video for Got It All?" He's like, "Hell yeah!" So it all worked out.
Well, but also, I mean, this is something you could have done on your own because you do make videos for other people. So I'm interested that you decided to ask him to do it.
I think it's very I really enjoy being the artist when it's time to switch that on. Worked in the past with the guys Joel Black from Tommy Rock, obviously Jackson a bunch, and it's just great to kind of turn the photographer, the videographer off and let them do their thing. Um, yeah, I think there's nothing worse than a backseat driver, and I just want to work with people that make me feel good and know what they're doing. And Jackson is one of those people.
Yeah. And yes, it would be nice to be able to just have the all care and no responsibility part of it.
I mean, yeah, yeah, it all works out.
Yeah. Now, you have also, you're also, as I've mentioned, a producer, but you've worked with Reese Zucker at Spinlight in Newcastle to make Got It All, and you have worked with Reese before, so this is obviously now a fixed collaboration.
Yeah, he we've been working together for wow, probably 12 years. I remember first recording with Reese and just I was just kind of learning the ropes and figuring it out, and I learned so much through him being in the studio, watching him do his thing, and he's one of my best mates. He was literally in my bridal party at the wedding, and yeah, I just trust him. Like he's a phenomenal drummer. He's a phenomenal human, and he can mix so well. He's full of creative ideas, and yeah, we just have that spark every time we bring a project together, whether it's co-produced or he's producing it. I love the result every time. It's just so full of energy, so full of passion, and I'm hoping that translates, 10 years on.
Now, you were just at Gympie Music Muster because I was looking at your socials and it looks like you were very busy shooting stills and video. And I'm imagining that you were on the go from dawn till dusk.
Oh yeah, Gympie is a monster. Yeah, it's a phenomenal festival. It's you know 65,000 people in the middle of the forest, so it's its own beast. But we had a great time. Me and the crew went up there and worked with a bunch of our favorite artists and some new artists as well. And it's always cool, like I said, to bring their vision to life and capture the energy of live performance. I think it's a really special thing. It's hard to do, but if you do it right, it pays off. So we had a great time.
So I was just thinking logistically, actually moving the equipment around that site because there'd be so many people walking around everywhere all the time.
I mean, they're so good. They have like an artist and crew transfer system, so they like have a bunch of care carnivals out the back of the festival and they spin you around. And I'm not the best at walking, as we've discussed, so they make sure they treat me like uh, I don't know. I just never have to worry. They've got my back. As soon as I get in there, they're like, "What do you need, Jake?" And I couldn't be more grateful. They just make me feel like I'm part of the crew, and I really do appreciate that. But you're right, carrying the cameras around, like I run three, so I've like this one, another one, and an even bigger one. And they're not little, so you get RSI, you get sore arm, but you get some cool photos.
Because every time I see a photographer at a festival or even at a gig, it's usually like loaded down with gear. I just think, oh God, that's going to
Yeah,
get.
it's for me, it's this elbow. I've got to take it easy. I've got to massage it and be careful because 29, I'm getting a bit older. So
Oh, ancient. You're
love it.
ancient. So how many artists were you shooting while you were at Gympie?
Well, I think it was like 12 or 13 off the cuff,
Okay, that is a lot.
which is actually quiet for us. So usually Grace is our main photographer. She's my wife. She's an because we've been together for 5 years. She'd never touched a camera, and she over the years just picked it up, and now she's better, if like great, if not better than me at photography. And I really trust her eye and the way she does it, and she's such a natural. And so I let her stay at home because she was 33 weeks pregnant then. And right before I left, she's like, you know what? I could have come. So yeah, we just ran a smaller team. My mates have come on board, and we had a great time. But Tamworth's a good example of like I think JDS delivered like 130 assets over 10 days. So yeah, shooting 12-hour days, editing for
In heat.
3 or 4 hours, and yeah, working with incredible clients and artists. And man, I love Tamworth. So yeah, Gympie was nice and cruisy compared to the rest.
And then you went straight into Big Sound. So were you
Yes.
also shooting there?
Yeah, so I was lucky enough to pick up APRA Song Hubs. We did photo and film for that, and I landed the job, and then applications to write at it opened. I was like, damn it! So very bittersweet, but I had a great time there. Caught up with a bunch of mates, and then I was kind of doing the artist thing from like 5 o'clock onwards, networking, hanging out at all the events, and just catching up with everybody, talking about the new single. So
So so as you mentioned Tamworth, I'm presuming you'll be there as an artist in 2026, as well as the other things you do. So in terms of how you organize your time, because whenever I talk to someone like you who has a few different things going on, it's always interesting to talk about time management. And I do think other people like to hear about work. So I'm imagining that you are booked up quite far ahead because you then need to have the program. Now, the tricky thing about Tamworth is that that program doesn't tend to come out, but I'm guessing the artists are telling you what they're doing and you're trying to organize accordingly.
it's all kind of done prior, luckily. I mean, we had a team of five this year at Tamworth, and that allows me to, if I need to go play a gig, I've got two videographers and two photographers that I trust with my whole heart to go do a job. I'll do all the pre-production, all the editing, all the logistics, and they are my hired guns basically. So it's a very, very fun, crazy, chaotic ins and outs. Like I did my headline show at Tamworth this year. We sold like 180 tickets and it was huge. Played fan zone with the band, did a bunch of other little things, and then ran around with the camera for the rest of the time. So, I mean, it's just I love chaos. I love getting amongst it. I mean, I just I want to soak up every last minute that I'm alive, and I know that seems dramatic, but
Not at all.
when I'm whether I'm on stage playing or in the crowd capturing photos, I'm living, and
Mhm.
I feel so at home, and that's when I'm the happiest.
I don't think it's at all dramatic because I think that that's an awareness that means that you do make the most of every day, and to someone outside it could look like you're just never taking a rest and why don't you want to have time off? But if you are loving what you do, then you don't feel that way.
No, yeah, I get a lot of people that are look out for me, and they're like, "Hey, are you okay? You doing okay? Are you going to take a day off?" And I'm like, I mean, why would what do you mean? I come in here and I make music.
Mhm.
It doesn't. It honestly doesn't feel like I'm working. Even if I'm in here for 12 hours a day or out at the festival for 12 hours a day, like I will go until my body doesn't let me go anymore.
Right. When I interviewed Jason Resch recently, been a songwriter for years, used to be in Darlinghurst, he said, I tried
But
to have a holiday once.
man, I think it's a lot of musicians struggle with that turning off, you know what I mean? I think it's a good thing to like reset and revamp and charge your batteries, but I think it's a good thing to work hard.
Yeah, I concur with that assessment. So, in terms of your artistry, though, because you have this single out, you mentioned that you had a season of writing. I'm guessing that you're probably working towards some more new releases.
Totally, yeah. I've got a bunch of songs there in the voice memos that are just I'm so proud of, and I cannot wait to flesh out. And it's only a matter of time. It was really cool being in Nashville this year. I felt like I was about to get married. The baby was on the way. Building a house. All these kind of like grown up things. I know that's kind of sounds funny, but uh, it does feel like that. And when I was going into the writing sessions, well, this camera is wild. When I was going into the writing sessions, I had all these new topics to talk about and kind of flesh out and throw my heart on the line. And so I'm very, very happy about that. And I've also got some songs that like aren't about me, and they might be about a guy going through a tough time or a girl going through a breakup, whatever it is. I think it's cool to be able to write songs like that as well, outside of your own perspective. So plenty to come.
Excellent. Now you do say you like to exist in chaos, but I'm wondering with how you organize your time, are you someone who has a whiteboard that you write everything on, or do you have
I
just
think
like
I have a
an
whiteboard over
iCal?
there somewhere.
Is it
I think
all on the iCal?
for me, yeah, like if I my iCal is kind of my Bible. I open it and it would look like someone would look at it and go, that makes no sense. But to me, it makes sense, which is the main thing. No, it's yeah, iCal is kind of my main time blocking, Um, but also, like, I think it's important not to allocate every single second because if you need to help someone out or someone's in trouble or you have someone that really needs something done quickly, it's cool to have a little bit of time up your sleeve to make that happen. So I'm not too strict with my time, but I also like getting things done. So it's kind of like a tug of war there.
Hmm. Well, Jake, the song is called Got It All, and I think you might have it all because you've worked really hard to have it
I
all.
appreciate that.
So I hope when the bub arrives that you do get some sleep and Grace gets some sleep. And I don't say congratulations in advance with babies because they can take their own time coming into the world. So I just hope it goes well.
Totally.
And
Yeah. I mean,
congratulations on the song as well.
thank you so much. It's a Davey baby. I'm sure it's going to come crashing into this world doing its thing.
Well, I will look out for news of that on the socials.
I will
Great to
make
talk to
sure I
you.
keep
Thank you.
everyone updated. Thank you.